Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. I am going to be sharing my goals for 2025. I know we're 3 weeks into the new year already, and some may say it's a bit too late, but guess what? It's still January, and that means it's still the time to have a fresh start, to get your blank slate and use it as an opportunity to set goals for 2025. In my previous video, I made a vision board for 2025, and that was such an amazing exercise to be able to imagine and dream what I want for myself. And that was a very good way to set the tone for 2025. Having a vision board is really only the first step to achieving your dreams. So in today's video, I'm going to show you the next step, which is like, how am I breaking down my dreams into reality? I'm going to take you on a tour of my goal setting system, my framework that I'm using to set goals for 2025. And I'm also going to reveal to you my actual goals for 2025. So if you are one of the people who wants to set goals for 2025 and thought it's too late, don't worry, come along, let's do this together. So before we go into the goal setting framework that I have set up, I wanted to share a ritual I do for myself every year. Instead of doing New Year resolutions, I used to have a word of the year, and the word of the year for 2025 is exploration. The definition of exploration is the action of discovering an unfamiliar area. And I think this is the perfect word to set an intention for the year and to align my goals accordingly, because I want to do a lot of new things and explore them, and I want to be able to let this word guide me, because I want to do something despite the fear of not knowing how to do it or what the outcomes are going to be. So I think it gives a really clear focus and a good reminder for the year. If you also have a word of the year, please comment below. I'm really curious. I love seeing other people's word of the year, so please comment your word of the year below. And now let's get into the goal setting framework that I have for myself. My goal setting framework is inspired by August Bradley's PPV system. If you are interested in knowing his system, please go and watch his videos, because I have drawn a lot of inspiration from his PPV system, but I have changed it so that it works a little bit for me. So I've tweaked the system. So this is my system. So I have a 3-tiered system for setting my goals for 2025, and I designed it so that I know it's intentional, it keeps me focused and keeps me moving towards my goals throughout the year. So the tier 1 of my goal system is the foundation or the pillars, and this is the highest level of my system. It is kind of an eagle eye view into who I want to be, and I have split it into visions and areas. My vision is basically the guiding principles of who I want to be. They represent the highest self of me. They are the best version of me that I want to become, that I want to embody. They're not really check boxes I can check off. They are going to be something I continuously strive toward. Under this, I also have areas, and areas are basically different aspects or different categories of my life that I can split my goals into. And this ensures that when I'm setting goals, that they are touching different parts of my life, so that I have a well-rounded aspiration. Tier 2 of my goal setting system is called the stepping stones. So once I have my vision and my areas, I split them into goals and habits. Goals are specific, measurable outcomes that I can define as success. Once I achieve this goal, they make it inevitable for me to reach my aspirations or to be the highest version of me. Habits are lifestyle choices that I want to have that are more about building a consistency and a discipline that seamlessly integrate into me building this person or this version of me that I consider the highest self. Now, tier 3 of my goal setting framework is the action zones, and these define the smallest steps that I can take towards making sure that I have a successful goal system. So my goals, for example, are broken down into efforts and outcomes. So efforts are projects that I can do to make sure that my goals are being reached. So those are things that I can do that are in my control, that make sure that my goals are not going to fail. So for example, uploading 10 YouTube videos is something I can control to have a successful YouTube channel. So these are projects that are broken down into actions that I can take every day and make sure that I'm moving the needle towards my goals. Milestones are basically results that are not in my control, like reaching 1000 subscribers. They can be influenced by the outcomes I put out, like putting out 10 videos, but their success is another dimension, which is not always in my control. But together, tracking the milestones and the projects help me have a two-dimensional, well-defined goal. So under habits, I have broken down the action zone as routines and rituals. Rituals are very intentional things that I need to do on a daily basis for my habit, because initially, while there is no habit, for example, I want to journal every day, so doing a journaling session every day is going to require a little bit of time and effort and organization. So that is a ritual. It's the basic step of the habit that requires effort to push towards my habit. Once these habits are consistent enough but still not seamless or unconscious, they fall into routines. And routines, when built consistently over a long time, then flow into habits when they become unconscious. So this is the system that is going to help me make sure that my goals are actionable, that my steps are intentional, and that I'm focusing every day on working towards my goal. And it's going to keep me accountable, I hope, for the entire year. I want to give a shout out to two incredible YouTubers who have consistently inspired me and also helped shape my goal systems and my Notion dashboard so far. First is to Wesley Anna. Her approach to goal setting systems has really influenced the way how I set up my own system. So I really recommend you check out her videos and her channel. Another YouTuber who I'm so inspired by is Anna Lenkovska. Her Notion videos are absolutely bingeable. I love the way she thinks and breaks down goal systems, and the way she makes her Notion dashboards and her goals and the way she achieves them are absolutely incredible and inspiring. And I would also recommend you to go check out her videos and be consistently inspired by her, just like me. Before I reveal my actual goals for 2025, I have a small PSA that this is my goal system. It's the first time I'm putting it out, so please don't compare yourself and be like, this is too much or too less for yourself. This is only a guideline to me, what I want to do for myself, and don't let this define you and what is productive for you. This is just the way I work and what I feel like is right for me. And so please follow your heart and make sure that you are doing something that is right for you. And now let's get into my goals for 2025. So first off is defining my areas. This is going to be my universe and all the pieces of my life that I want to work on. I think everything I do should fall under one of these categories, because these aspects are going to help me have a very fulfilled life. I have 13 different categories that cover all the different aspects of my life. So for my career, I want to build a thriving career. I want to set my own value with a job that supports my lifestyle and builds financial stability. I think this is something I'm really unhappy with right now. I really want to change. I want to have a career that is going to be flexible, that is going to give me job satisfaction as well as good compensation. So I'm right now at a place where I think this is something I really want to change. For my lifestyle, I think I want to cultivate an elegant appearance. I want to have a magnetic presence that is reflective of my physical vitality and my inner confidence. So in terms of lifestyle, I think I want to kind of figure out what my personal style is and be able to dress a certain way and look a certain way that reflects and also improves my self-confidence and my body image. I think life admin is definitely a big area that kind of gets overlooked generally. So I want to create an efficient life system that supports my goals and supports harmony in my daily living. So I think I want to be on top of all these tiny things that add up and bring chaos to my life. I want to stay on top of that, and that means I need to have an efficient system in place that makes sure that everything is flowing smoothly and seamlessly. Not Your Cup of Chai is my brand that I'm trying to launch with this YouTube channel. So I want to build a powerful personal brand that is built through creativity and has a thriving community. So this is really important. So I want to have financial freedom, and for that I want to have multiple side hustles that can bring multiple streams of income, because I think it supports stability and growth financially. In terms of learning, I want to have an expanded understanding of the world by continuous learning. I think it's incredibly important for me that I keep learning about the world and keep expanding my own knowledge. Travel and exploration, I want to immerse myself in adventure and experiences and create memories. While travel is something I have definitely done quite a lot, I also want to do more cultural experiences within my city and also make time to explore these with friends and family so that I can build lots of memories, because I think we live only once and it's important to have that as well. I want to craft a body that is strong, flexible, and reflects strength, confidence, and have a body that I'm proud of. And health and fitness is definitely something that I always throw out the window first when I'm very stressed. I think I want to stop doing that and have a good fitness routine and make sure that health and fitness is definitely a strong pillar within my life. In terms of hobbies, I want to carve out space in my life to explore and nurture my creativity and pursue them that bring me joy and fulfillment. I want to be able to do things just because they are enjoyable to me and I don't have to be perfect at it. And I think having hobbies is definitely going to bring back a little bit of joy and fulfillment in my life. In terms of mental health, I want to create and maintain a supportive environment that is conducive to my mental clarity, peace, and emotional well being. I'm a very anxious person and I overthink a lot, and I've also been burned out, so I'm sure that I'm making my mental health a priority. In terms of friendships and community, I want to be surrounded by deep and enduring connections that are anchored in authenticity and commitment. It's very important for me to have a good community and a good friendship circle that I can rely on, that are my support group. I want to make sure that this is a pillar that I'm also not forgetting while I'm trying to pursue my goals in life. And family and relationships as well are super important, and I've put that as a different pillar, even though they have the same uh, core value as friendships and community, because I think they both are super important but have different outcomes that I want from them. Now we can go to my goals. In my goals, I have separated them so that I can look at them by area and also by vision. But for now, I'll show you by the area. So as you can see under career, I want to find a new happy job because I have few requirements that I want in my new job. I want to have a good compensation, I want to have good benefits and flexibility, but most of all, I want to have a kind of job satisfaction, and I think that is really important. So I want to have a new job. So finding a new job is definitely a goal for this year. And I want to create a community. TBC, I don't know yet how much I want to reveal on that, but it's something that is probably going to be later in the year. In terms of friendships and communities, I want to build a book club. Reading is one of my passions, and I think building a book club around my passion is definitely going to allow me to have a community that is based on something I enjoy, and also allows me to find similar minded people and build some friendships around this. In terms of health and fitness, this is a big pillar for me this year. I want to participate in a fitness challenge, whether it's a marathon or a boot camp. I am still going to decide, but I want to participate in a fitness challenge for myself so that I can see how far I can push myself. I want to learn swimming. I think swimming is such a great sport, but I don't know swimming. I've never learned it, so this is the year for me to learn swimming. And I want to build a fitness routine. I think this is an absolute non-negotiable for me. I want to have a habit of going to the gym regularly and doing different kinds of sports that support the different kind of fitness goals that I have. In terms of hobbies, I want to complete a draft of my book. So writing is one of my passions and it's something I've always wanted to do. So I think having a draft of my book is a good goal to have in terms of my writing. And I also want to learn pole dancing. Last year, I tried out a couple of classes of pole dancing and I absolutely enjoyed them. And pole dancing requires a lot of fitness. So I think this is also a good hobby to have, that I can get better at pole dancing, and it also contributes to my fitness goals. But it's definitely a hobby. I don't want to be an expert pole dancer, but I think I definitely want to get to a level where I'm enjoying dancing and meeting other people and building the strength. In terms of learning, I want to read a lot more nonfiction books. I tend to read a lot of fiction books because I enjoy them, but I also want to expand my understanding, learn maybe about nutrition and dietetics and feminism, and so I want to read a lot more nonfiction books. So I've put a goal of reading 5 nonfiction books for the year. And I also want to master the German language. I live in Germany and I want to learn German so I can have a better job, but that I can also make better friends and have different cultural experiences with knowing the language. So I think this year maybe I want to reach a C1 or a C2 language level for German. So I'm very excited about that. In terms of life admin, I want to get my German passport. I've been living in Germany for 6 years, so I think it's high time that I get my German passport so other things are a little bit easier in my life in relation to admin. So I want to get my driving license this year because I've never learned how to drive and I think it's an important skill to have. And I also want to have a completed Notion dashboard. I think this is definitely going to help me organize my goals, my tasks, my to-dos, and anything I learn and want to produce. I think it's a good collection point of everything that I want to kind of seamlessly organize in my life. So I want to have a completed Notion dashboard by the end of the year that works in a way that I want it. In terms of lifestyle, so I want to figure out my personal style, but one of the things I want to do first is I want to declutter my wardrobe and give away or sell things that I'm not really using or not really my style. So I want to figure out my style and give away the things that are not making any sense to have in my wardrobe. In terms of mental health, I want to have a strong mental resilience. So that means I want to go back to therapy. I want to maybe start journaling. My brand, Not Your Cup of Chai, is a separate area, and under this I want to have my YouTube channel, which I've already started. So I want to put a certain number of videos out for this year. And I also want to have a newsletter where I'm practicing writing and sending out articles. In terms of side hustles, I want to have a podcast. This is something that has been on my dream list for a while, to have a podcast, to be able to talk about some things that are passionate to me. So I'm hoping that this year I can have a plan and maybe launch a podcast. That is going to be an exciting outcome for me. I'm looking forward to it. And I want to start a poetry club where I'm able to publish my writings and share writings or make poetry for people who want to write for a loved one. Yeah, so these are the big level goals I have for this year. And with a surprising twist, what I've done is instead of assigning the goal to the entire year, I have assigned each goal to a quarter. I have decided that a year is probably too long to think about some of these goals. So instead, I'm going to do them quarterly and see if I'm able to achieve more because I have a shorter deadline and I'm able to think about them a little bit more realistically. And now that we have the goals, we can break them into projects and milestones. So milestones are what we can track. They're external, they're not in my control, but they're still good to track a different dimension of success for me. So right now I've put, for example, for my YouTube that I want to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I want to have 4K watch hours on my YouTube. And these metrics are something I can track regularly so that I can see how I'm moving towards my goals. For my newsletter, for example, I want to reach 100 followers by the end of the year. So now we have the quarterly goals and the metrics. Now I have to make a plan for the quarterly goals so that I'm able to make sure my goals are on track. And that means we break them down into projects. For my book club community, I want to have a monthly book club, but since it's an ongoing thing that I probably want to do every year, so I have a project called 2025 Book Club, and every meeting is going to be a small action I can do for my book club. That means I host one meeting a month, probably as much as possible. So let's see how much I can get done this year. In terms of driving license, I have separated it into doing the theory test and then the practical test. To get my German passport, I have already got my German B1 certificate done, and I just need to do the citizenship test so that I'm able to make sure that my citizenship application is in this year. In terms of launching my newsletter, I want to write 10 articles for my newsletter by the end of this quarter. And in terms of my YouTube, I also want to release 10 videos so that I'm able to move the needle towards my goal. In terms of learning swimming, I've split it into 2 projects. One is where I'm going to go to a swim course with a swim teacher who's going to probably teach me techniques, and I'm going to go to class. And I also want to practice swimming outside of that, so that's also a different project that I set for myself. In terms of mastering the German language, I have put every level as a different project so that I'm doing every day a class or a course or some homework related to that level that pushes me to close that level of learning the German language. And to strengthen mental resilience, I have put down that I will do 1 or 2 sessions every month. And each of these projects are also assigned a month. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have to do it at the end of 1 month. It could be across a couple of months. So there are also projects that are not assigned a month yet, and I will take a call as I'm doing monthly reviews to see what I can do more based on how busy I am with the goals that I have taken on for that month. We have the habits. I have that I want to read 10 pages of nonfiction every day, so that I'm kind of reading more consciously and putting that effort towards reading nonfiction. I want to have an AM and PM skincare routine so that I feel like I'm a little bit more confident in my skin and my body. In terms of fitness, I want to do flexibility training. I think this is going to help in my pole dancing and dancing. And I think I also want to focus on strength training as a habit, like going to the gym probably 3 times a week so that I'm able to build the strength that I need. In terms of writing my book, I think the habit that best goes for it is to have a daily writing habit. So whether it's just 10 minutes of writing every day. And I also want to have a daily journaling habit, and this is for my mental health so that I'm able to be less anxious and process things as they come in my life. And that's a wrap on my 2025 goals. I would love to hear from you, so please drop your biggest goal for 2025 in the comments below, or your word of the year. I love to hear and see what people are working on. And if my content inspired you, then please hit subscribe or give a like to this video so that I can continue making this kind of content for you. Until then, let's have a wonderful 2025. Bye.